chairman of Downtown Statesville Development Corporation.
Yes, she is.
Doing a wonderful job.
Chairman.
Thank you.
And Joe Bondi, also board member for Downtown Statesville, but owner of Red Buffalo Brewing Company.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Good morning.
How are
Two
you?
awesome, committed people to this community that this is what kind of makes things go in this community. So.
It really is. What is the old saying? 10% of the people do 90% of the work, or something like that. These are the 10.
There you go. Yes. And we're looking for a few more to add to the 10.
I want to make it 20.
That's right. Make it 80-20 instead.
Wouldn't that,
That's
oh my
right.
gosh.
Wouldn't that be great?
Wouldn't
That would be nice.
Fabulous. No, but I had them on the schedule for March. And then our Main Street conference kind of got in the way of that. So I'm excited to have them in to just talk about kind of what's going on we'll start with Red Buffalo, because you always got to start with the beer.
Why not?
Well, there you go.
So, Joe, tell us a little bit about kind of what brought you to Statesville, because you have you're not from Statesville.
You're different.
You haven't been here very long.
I've been told that for quite a long time.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're
So there you go.
Buffalo.
My Buffalo Pale here
That's
sitting
right.
next to me. So actually, long story short, is I was in the Granite Falls area, and I was doing some real estate stuff, flipping houses, and I found a house here, and I didn't know anything about Statesville, and so I came here, bought this house, flipped it, and while I was flipping it, explored.
Yeah.
And it was on the outskirts, but came into town and just kind of fell in love with the community almost instantaneously. I wasn't looking for a home yet, but it just one thing led to another, and this is now home, and I love it. Been here, I guess, over 5 years now. Time flies when you're having fun.
I know. That's what I
Really?
was
Has it
going to
been
say.
that
Oh, my
long?
gosh, yeah.
Wait, so quick question. Was that house on Patterson Street? Is that the house you're referring to? Is that your first house in Statesville?
That was the third one I did.
That was the third one in Statesville.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did one
Says
over.
the real estate agent.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's actually how I met Joe. Before he was really involved in downtown
right.
and all of
That's
that,
right.
I was the buyer's agent on one of Joe's flip houses.
Yeah, and they ended up getting a great deal.
They did, and let me tell you, it was a smooth transaction too.
Yeah, those are always good.
Yeah.
See if you have a really good real estate agent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything goes
All the
great.
difference in the world.
Beautiful.
I'm telling
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Did she tell you to hang up little, smelly sachets
Oh
around
no,
the
I
house?
wasn't his agent.
Oh,
he actually. I think you had like a
I
non-full service listing.
yeah,
so I dealt directly
I
with
listed
you.
it through a broker for like $150.
Yeah.
So I get all the pictures and on the MLS, and then I did the
okay.
rest. And now that she's jogging my memory, I remember she was great in what she did.
Thank you,
So
thank you.
recommend her highly. So anyone, and the real estate right now is booming, but I know you're going to talk about
my
that.
goodness.
But yeah, so that's what brought me to Statesville, and actually, that was the third and last house I did in Statesville. I did another one out in Lincolnton, but I did 4 here total. And then one thing led to another, and I knew I wanted to do something in Statesville. Acquired the building that we're in now.
Which is located on North Center Street. So it's actually 108.
108 North Center Street, kind of across the street from the new Southern Cantina, which is awesome, and the former location of WAME.
That's right.
That was always a great relationship right across the street from you guys. But anyway, so we've been there. We opened up in November of 2018, so we're at 2.5 years. We got through COVID, like, cross our fingers. All the other businesses did downtown Statesville and in and around Statesville and all the other communities. It's been a rough time. The word unprecedented keeps coming up.
Yeah.
We got through it. You had to get creative. Life through not just businesses but people, a curveball, and you kind of had to learn how to either hit it or at least be able to stand at the plate.
As my dad says, bob and weave.
Bob and weave.
Yeah.
Every day.
So there's a lot of regulations, and again, I think the community as a whole did a great job with the changes that we had to encounter and go through that. And now, pretty much, I mean, outside of a couple other limitations on at least our part, not so much outdoor things yet, but indoor as far as restaurants, bars, things like that. Hours of operation are back to normal. And I think our capacity is at 75%, which is we can get back to normal at that point. Now it's just a matter of getting people comfortable, and I'm seeing people come back that haven't been there in a long time. And it's just great reuniting with those people too. So it's all
I think
good.
it's cool what you did too was like you're talking about adapting, bob and weaving, whatever. Is that you said out back? We got some space out back. Let's do food, and all of a sudden food trucks come in.
Right.
And then let's throw some axes.
You saw that, did you? Well,
did
that
see
was
that.
so much fun. So last week we had this young couple, really neat couple, and they reached out to us, and I said, "Yeah, I think it's a great idea." So they have imagine a mobile food truck, but it's basically a big. It almost looks like a batting cage to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And they have 2 rows that you can throw axes, and people loved it. They're coming back May 15th. And they're fun. They're a fun couple. They're really nice people.
Yeah.
That's an awesome business idea.
So
Yeah.
I have to get their information to Marin. So hopefully we'll see them back in a downtown event. Hopefully that would be
I
great.
mean, can you see your husband say, Marin, let's have an axe throwing thing? And you're like,
No, I tell him all the time. I said,
Oh.
let's go throw some. I've heard
you're
about it.
the-
I've
it's the
never
other
done
way
it,
around.
but yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Actually,
it
does
was a lot
sound
of
cool.
fun.
but he's my outdoorsman, so
is that
Yeah.
it? Okay.
So
He
that
does
was
stuff like that.
quite the adventure. And a lot of people that came were like, when are they coming back? So it was something, again, exciting,
New
something
and- yeah.
different. Yeah. So that was
Well,
fun.
let's talk about why did you the brewery? I mean, why? That was never. I mean,
I get asked that.
that and tell us about your types of beers that you make and how that evolves and what the most favorite is and all that sort of stuff.
First part of that would be, I think it was like 52 at the time, and I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do when I grew up. And
Well, that makes me feel better.
Even though I'm only a little younger than
and now I'm 56, and I'm still trying to figure that out. But anyways, it just really came together as I acquired the property, and there was tenants in there. But as attrition usually happens, I had the opportunity to do something, and I like brewing. I've made wine, blah blah blah. So it turned out, why don't I open a little brewery, brew pub type of thing? I wanted to do it different. I just didn't want to put up walls and run taps and all that. So we made it a little funky in there, and it's a big music vibe there. We do music pretty much three days a week: Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Isaac Hickerson tonight at 8 o'clock.
Say that again.
Isaac Hickerson is playing tonight at 8 o'clock. So, it was just a development of, I felt like doing something crazy, and I did. And you're kind of rolling the dice on anything like that. You don't know if it's going to work out. So I did most of the work. I did hire Larry Schaefer to be the architect here in town. He was great and helped me through a lot of things with the county. And that was, you need those people to get over the hurdles that you don't even foresee. Mm-hmm. So that was a good plus, and Larry's a great guy. So anyways, we developed it, we put it together. Again, rolling the dice, not knowing what was going to happen. We actually opened on Pumpkin Fest 2018.
That's right.
I was afraid people weren't going to come, so I figured if I have a couple thousand people downtown, maybe some.
You have a captive
Yeah,
audience.
and we
That's
were
right.
planning on opening at 4 o'clock, and there were so many people outside the door. I was like, please open, please. So we opened up a little early, and we had a great day. So it's developed into this neat little cheers atmosphere, people say, and the music scene is a big part of what we do too. As far as beers, every brewery has fun with naming beers, and we have Vale's Chocolate Stout, which is a popular one. We have the Clock Tower, which with the
Yes.
building we're in right now, with the Clock Tower IPA, which is one of our best-selling beers. And the biggest hit we ever had was the Bluesberry Ale.
Yes.
And that's still a shocker, even in the winter. It's our summer beer that it still is the number one seller. So go figure. But, we have a peanut butter porter. And again, it's one thing to say, hey, we're just going to have, 4 beers or 5 beers or 10 beers or whatever the tap limit you have. But you still, just like a restaurant, you have to throw out something different for people. Like, hey, I might not like a shanty, but I'm going to try one.
Right.
And it's surprising how many people may try a different beer outside of their normal likability Is that really a word, likability?
Yeah,
It's
I
close
think
enough.
so.
Is it?
It sounds good.
It's 10 o'clock in the morning. But anyways, a lot of people will try something and go, oh my God, like a lot of guys with the blueberry. I don't like blueberries in my beer or whatever. And then they try it like, oh, okay, I'll have another one of those.
That is the cool thing about this this whole what do you call it, craft beer.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it's not like buying a Bud or buying a Miller or something like that. I mean, the sky's the limit.
Well, you can pretty much do anything. We have a Chillbilly Ale.
Yeah.
I think some people around here know who the Chillbillies are.
Indeed.
And they ask, hey, can you make a beer for us? I remember Kudzu and us, we were talking as a group. It's like, sure. So
She's doing some like dirty underwear,
Well, yeah.
snowshoes.
there's a filtration
You mix it
process.
in. Yeah, that's right.
But anyways, that's actually become, it just keeps growing as far as, our market or our product mix.
Yeah.
And so we sell a lot of Chillbilly Ale.
Good.
And but the Red Ale is kind of our signature beer, Red Buffalo Red Ale, Red IPA, things like that. So we're coming out with a Pina Colada wheat for May, and that's to support a guy lost his brother a couple years ago. And he has over 200 breweries nationwide signing up, and we're giving a percentage of sales of every beer to that brain cancer research starting for the month of May. But it's a really strange tagline on it, so I'm not going to try to say it, but it will come out in the next week.
Okay.
We're starting that May 1st. But again, it's just we did a Pina Colada IPA for our 2-year anniversary, and that went over. So we're coming out with a Pina Colada wheat. And you just change things up just like any restaurant would. And, whether it's Fourth Creek or going down to other breweries, they have fun with the names. And people, the customers, you see people all the time, like, we have a mouthy blonde.
Yes,
it's a
right.
blonde beer. And it's funny to hear people say, I'd like a multi blonde. We got to remind people that she's married or whatever. Right. But anyways, it's you have fun with it, and hopefully people like what they're tasting, or they'll find something that they like, and could talk about it all day. But
Yeah.
So cool.
Well, and one of my questions for you, but I'm gonna segment over to Brittany to talk about the real estate market and kind of what's happening in Statesville that you're seeing, and talk about new people coming to the area and just kind of what's happening right now in the market.
Yeah, so we, I'm sure everybody is very aware. It's a hot topic just in general news and economics these days. The real estate market is pretty intense right now. Incredibly low interest rates and low inventory is making for a killer seller's market, and that is definitely heightened in Statesville. I have seen. So I had, just as an example, I had multiple offers on a property that I just recently listed here in town. Out of those offers, 90% of the offers that came through were from agents outside of Statesville.
Really?
Which means that most likely, I don't know for sure with all of them, but most likely their clients were not already living in Statesville. Right. And like I said, this was a multiple offer situation, so there were several offers. So yeah, that is definitely something that is happening. People are moving in as property values increase. Statesville's looked at as a little more affordable. Our taxes, even though people love to complain about taxes in Statesville and Iredell County, our taxes are really low. And compared to all of
That's right.
I'm going to comment, but I won't.
and so, people really look at Statesville as being affordable. And, we know that of course prices are a little higher down in Mooresville, and the further south you go, the closer into Charlotte. So that's really causing a definite increase in our particular segment of the market.
So, I mean, it's attracting a lot of new people from outside of Statesville to this market.
Yes.
To live here, and because they see it as a fabulous place. They love our community.
Good value.
Can I add something to piggyback on what you're saying?
Sure.
And what I'm doing at the brewery, I'm talking to people all the time.
Well, and that's kind of what I wanted to segment into you, because you get a lot of visitors.
It's so awesome. I'm hearing it more and more. People I meet, hey, nice to meet you. I could tell that they've never been there before. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Joe. And you go on, and they're like, hey, we love this community. We were here last year. We visited. We were knocked out by, especially the downtown. It's awesome.
Right.
And we just closed on the house.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. I mean, I hear it. They're coming from Huntersville, Kannapolis, the Dracos, the Yellow Bow Tie, B&B, even the Davidsons that own the other, the end of State Street. People are moving here from out of the area, from areas that, may be more expensive, and they're coming here for value. They're coming here because they see value in the downtown area and Statesville as a whole. So it's awesome. And I feel so good every time someone tells me they were looking in Mooresville or other areas. Nothing against Mooresville, love it. Right. But they picked Statesville, and that's my home, so that's kind of where my heart is. So it's just really refreshing to hear that, because people that are here or born and raised don't always have that same positive outlook on their own community.
And that's in every community.
It
really is.
Very
so
true.
yeah.
Unfortunately, it's true.
Except for you, Billy.
That's right.
And Brittany. You're from
right.
Statesville.
I am. Yeah. I was born at Davis Hospital. Yeah. As was my daughter.
So
my parents were both born here.
That's right. How about that?
Yeah.
It's amazing. Awesome. So how about because I always remember Chief Addison, Statesville's police chief. He came to town and he was like, I put in an offer here and I got beat out. I put in an offer here and I got beat out. I put in an offer. He's like 3 or 4 before he finally got a house. You just got to be quick enough, and with the right thing. Is that still going on, or are we getting are we getting more houses yet?
No, it's getting worse.
Oh, really?
The market's getting more competitive.
Wow.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of new developments that are, again, they're just in the planning phase. But
Right.
I mean, this market is growing, and we need
certainly
more
is.
rooftops in this area, because more rooftops will then support more retail, and it's just kind of this circular, effect of you need the rooftops in order for a community to grow. Hopefully we're going to grow in the right way.
Right.
And a lot of times growth just overtakes you. So hopefully we'll still be able to retain our charm and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's something that I saw. I recently had a couple of clients who were looking specifically for new construction, and most of our new construction in the Statesville area is happening in the southern end, the like Third Creek Basin area. Right. And so I spent a lot of time down at those new communities down there, and they have very low inventory as well. However, in pretty much every community, or with every major builder, they would say, well, just if they can hold on a couple of months, we've got this new phase of this development and this development and that development. So more inventory is definitely coming in the new construction, part of the market. So that's definitely happening, but it takes a little bit of time. Right. And especially, I think there were, lots of delays due to COVID. Things probably would have already been, land would have already been cleared and, graded and all of that, and plats done, had been recorded, had things not, slowed down and been delayed due to COVID.
So what can somebody who is thinking about selling, or say somebody who wants to take advantage of the seller's market, but then you really got to have a place to go.
That's
so it's
right.
kind of like what do you do? But if somebody was thinking about selling their home, and a lot of times I hear, well, no, I need to do this improvement before I do that. I mean, what's the best way if you want to sell your house? Do you need to go ahead and do all of those improvements ahead of time? Is that the best method? Or my husband always says, we're just going to sell it as is. And I'm like, no.
That is generally not the best the best way to go about it.
Not the best way.
You do, it's going to be different with every property depending on, what price range that property is in, just the specifics of each individual property and, other properties like it in the area, what the expectation of buyers is. And so that's really something where if you're seriously thinking about that, you need to have a real estate agent come in and, walk through your house with you and give you some tips and suggestions. But overall, you don't want to over improve. You don't want to live in a house that probably isn't going to sell for more than $200,000 and go put, $10,000 worth of appliances and granite countertops and brand new custom cabinets in the kitchen. You probably don't want to do all of that. But yes, you do want to make the house as marketable and as as refreshed as possible before you put it on the market.
Sure.
And like I said, there's that happy medium where you don't want to spend too much, and sometimes it's not worth the energy of you putting a lot of work into it. If the house is in fine condition the way it is, but maybe it's just not the most updated or to everybody's taste, then you may just want to do a good cleaning and a good refresher and put it on the market mostly the way it is.
Yeah.
So
what's the value of working with a real estate agent versus just trying to sell it on your own?
Paperwork.
There is.
What did
Legal
you say?
Paperwork.
Yes.
And all the legal stuff.
I thought you said illegal stuff.
Oh, no.
I'm like,
But even the real estate's job is to be that conduit advisor,
Yes.
like going in and saying, should I make it pretty? Like if you're going to sell your used car,
Right.
you wash it, right? You vacuum the car.
Right.
So, I mean, you still, even if you don't want to put a lot of money into it, your
There's
job
still-
as a real estate agent is to say, hey, bathrooms and kitchens, sell houses, you want some
Right.
curb appeal. So that, I think the job
Put some
of-
pine needles here. Do some
Exactly.
Yeah.
Spend a little money, make
Right.
it look nicer, because if it's cleaner, it's neater. Hey, spend $100, paint this room because it's purple.
Right.
Neutralize things like that. Make it look. So I think there's huge value in getting a real estate agent to, and everyone has their own perspective of their own home, which
That is-
may or may not be accurate.
Incredibly true.
And they always usually
you
think
mean we have blinders on?
a little bit. Well,
I love
but-
those saloon doors I have in the kitchen.
And just because you think, and that's the thing, when it's your home, you can do anything you want, but when you're trying to sell it, you have to market it to a more general
Yeah, to
public.
the
And that's-
largest market portion of the market that you
Right.
can. And even outside of just those beginning preparation phases of things that a real estate agent can help you with, moving on to paperwork, like you said, there's a lot of stuff that needs, even if you're doing a for sale by owner, there are disclosures and things that a seller is required by North Carolina, by the state to have completed for a buyer, and they are accessible. But it's always better to, even if you don't have an agent, they are accessible. However, do you have the right version of it? Are you filling it out correctly? What if da 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 da? And an agent also brings in so much knowledge. I've had my license for right at 9 years now, and I've been working in real estate in some form. My mom is a real estate agent and forced me to go get my certified real estate professional assistant certificate when I was still in college. So I have been working in real estate so I could be her cheap labor.
That's right.
So I did that even when I was in college. So I have been working in real estate in some form, here and there, since 2006 or so. But I have a lot of knowledge about the different loan types and what the
Yes.
ins and outs. In our market right now, if you're a seller and you have, you put your house on the market for sale by owner and you have 10 offers sitting in front of you, there are so many different, just so many nuances that you are not going to know.
That's right. And you're going to get taken.
Yes. Yeah. You could really get
Usually.
yourself into a situation that is really difficult and would not have been the best offer for you to take. If you don't have a good working knowledge of the current market and loan types and what each of those entail and different lenders and all sorts of different facets.
Absolutely. I agree. And you do mostly residential?
I do. Yeah. I dabble in commercial here and there. When people ask me, downtown Statesville's kind of my, that is what I have a lot of knowledge about as
Yeah.
far as commercial goes. So if
Right.
anybody does need help, locating a commercial property in downtown, got extra knowledge about that.
That's
I feel
right.
good and confident in that. No, but I don't do like industrial, that
Sure.
type of thing. But
Sure.
yeah, just your basic commercial space. I can I can help with that as well. But yes, the huge
Hope we didn't
majority
interrupt.
Do you want me to show you how to put it on mute?
I thought I had it on mute.
You know, you
gracious.
hit that button and it turns the ringer
I still
off.
have I still have a 6S. I thought I had it on mute.
Oh goodness.
So how do we find you?
Well, you can. Our office website is www.excelregroup.com. You can give us a call at 704-881-3948.
Do it again.
704-881-3948.
Okay.
And then our office is located at 307 East Front Street. And then you can check us out with Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff too. And then my personal real estate is Brittany Hill.realtor is my website.
BrittanyHill.realtor.
Yes.
And how do you spell Excel?
EXCEL.
I had trouble with that at the beginning.
Yes.
Sorry. So 24 hours a day, 7 days a week?
Yeah, well, I don't like to work that much, but that's generally what ends up happening.
It's
yes.
amazing
Yeah,
how
we
that
are.
happens. That's
Yeah.
right. All right. Well, that's great.
Well, Joe, and if you want to tell everyone where to find Red Buffalo and hours and all that great stuff.
Red Buffalo, 108 North Center Street, right here in beautiful downtown Statesville. The number is 704-380-2219.
Do it again.
704, if I can remember, 704-380-2219. We are open Tuesday through Saturday. And redbuffalobrewing.com is our website.
And who's tonight?
Tonight is Isaac Hickerson
At what time?
at 8 p.m.
We get there early.
And who is Friday and Saturday?
Friday is Bourbon Arcade, which is a off branch of another band that was the. Anyways, they're bluesy. They were part of the Fried Melon Blues Band. Anyways, so they're bluesy, but you're going to hear Santana and stuff like that.
Okay.
And Saturday is the Donner Deads.
The what?
The Donner Deads,
like
kind of
a-
psychedelic rock
I was
band.
going to say. It's,
Yeah, they're really good.
All
Very talented.
sorts of genre.
Yes, we try to mix it up a little bit. So
Do you serve something extra
No,
when you have a
no,
psycho
no,
thing
it-
going
it-
on? I mean,
we have beer and sake. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the sake drinks. But anyways,
sake.
yeah, they're going over really big, so it's awesome.
Where do you
Beer,
get your-
wine,
You get
sake.
you get your rice and cook it
Yeah.
up.
No, it's hilarious.
Okay.
You got to try one.
All right.
I can't even explain it.
Okay. I might need a ride home after
That's
that.
exactly right. That's exactly right.
Sake cocktails. Anyways,
So there is a lot happening in downtown. If everyone heard, the governor's going to be coming out with some new executive orders next week. So we are very positive that we'll be able to start moving forward with some things come June. And we'll be throwing some events together fairly quickly, so please be patient. I'm getting emails all the time about art crawl and all that sort of stuff. So I'm looking forward to having some better guidance or the reduction of all of the mass gathering, all that sort of stuff. So the best thing would be, what did I read this morning in one of his articles, that he said, if we can hit 2/3 of the population of North Carolina getting your shot, that the mask mandate would go away. Wouldn't that be nice?
And I will tell you on a behind the scenes thing is that you guys work hard trying to deal with all the stuff that happens. And the problem a lot of times is the governor will say something on Wednesday, becomes effective on Friday. And it's like,
Yeah, it's hard for...
what can I do? I mean,
Well, and again, it's one of those things, I don't want to start planning. I didn't want to start planning just to have it have to cancel, because then it's
a double
waste
thing.
of
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
So I'm looking forward to getting back to some normalcy and maybe doing some new things in downtown. So we'll see.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and we got a lot of new businesses opening. So today the Hidden Spa is opening in the City Center building.
It's hidden.
It's hidden. It's in the lower level.
All right.
It's a facial place, so check them out on Facebook. Got some new stuff happening with West Musical Instruments.
Yes.
Kind
Harry
of the,
and Jeannie Musical Instruments is West. Musical
so
instruments.
so
or
having
something
them.
like that.
Their
Yeah.
soft opening on Monday the 26th.
That's cool.
Molly Malone's is relocating. We got
Yeah.
a new yoga shop going in. We've got a new bridal shop that'll be coming in the next couple of months. So there's lots going on.
It is. And you can find out all about that when you go to the website.
DowntownStatesville.com.
How about that? So simple, so easy. All right. Well, thank you, Joe.
Thank you so much for having us.
Always good to see you. Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.
And thank you, of course, Marin.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
And thanks.
I don't know. So wasn't she so awesome?
You were. You were
What are you
so
doing?
quiet.
Let me
She
woke
was
you
the
up.
director, executive producer.
That's right.
Working behind the scenes.
25 till 11.
How clean is your nose? Most airborne germs and allergens invade through the nose, your body's air filter, its first line of defense. You wash your hands and brush your teeth, but what about your nose? Did you know there's an easy way to keep your nose clean and help your body protect itself? It's called Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to clean your nose by flushing out pollen, mucus, bacteria, and viruses. Millions use Navage for fast, all-natural relief from sinus congestion and allergies, and to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage is easy to use, affordable, and it comes with an absolute guarantee of satisfaction. And 50,000 independent online reviews averaging 4.7 stars